Welcome, student. Today we are going to start chapter number 4. I have uploaded textbook in our Google Classroom. From Google Classroom, I am going to open this chapter number 4 textbook. The, the name of our chapter is Communication Technology. Means during this lockdown also we are going to communicate each other, and the means of communication. Here we are going to learn the means of communication nowadays we are using. It's a very interesting topic. Look here in the world of internet. Welcome to the world of internet. Everyone is using internet. Even our school, we are teaching or learning by using this internet facility and all. So what is this internet? So you will join a community. Millions of people around the world share their thought over this internet and sharing information and learning and everything. Internet is defined as a wire or wireless mode of communication as today. By wire means of communication means when we used to connect the LAN cable into our computer and we used to go through that. Or wireless means from a router we used to connect Wi-Fi or hotspot from a mobile itself. We can connect by wirelessly in a radio wave. So what are the things that we can do in the internet? We can read latest news using net before the newspaper are published. Now this national news channel and all, and national newspaper, we can read whenever the news is published, and we can see our thoughts within friends to social media. Means social networking like Facebook, WhatsApp and all, Instagram and all. With social media platform we can share our thoughts with the friends and other. We can buy and sell products in internet by using some platform like OLX and Amazon and all, selling and buying platform. We can access an educational source to improve our knowledge on any subject from an educational source. Like you can learn anything from YouTube also, and even now the one which we are using, that is Google Classroom, and all these are the platforms that we are using for educational purpose. We can say that internet is an endless example for the reason that change our habits and modern lifestyle. Now it changed very fast during this lockdown. Also we are trying to connect everyone using this internet service and all. The one which we are doing class by using Google Meet and all is also using internet. When the internet is very slow or it's interrupted, then we cannot do the class or the meeting smoothly like that. So what is computer network? A network is interconnected between the computer system. So in this network consists of two or more computer. So it's going to share data, hardware, program, messages and all the resources and all. I'll give you an example. Let's say in our school there is one printer connected with the one system. So all the other remaining computer are connected with the network, and from their computer also they can use the printer. Like that they are sharing the hardware, that is printer. The computer on a network may link through a cable or telephone line, radio waves like Wi-Fi and all, and other means also, satellite, infrared beam, etc. So this way is called communication channel. Communication channel is the mode of communication that they are using between the connected network. Even in Wi-Fi also they are maybe connected with that same network. So need for networking. Why do we need networking into our system or into multiple devices and all. Networking is necessary for the following reason. First one, to share the computer file. That if you are working on the same file, if you want to transfer it to another one, you can transfer it to this one, networking file, networking system, your network. If you want to share the information with the other system, then both of the systems should be in the same network. To share the computer peripheral like computer, printer, scanner, etc. I've already give you an example for this one. To enable different computer to communicate with each other, to improve communication speed and accuracy, to reduce the cost of data transfer rate. So communication speed means if you are using a pen drive to print a file from one computer to another, you are going to load it in the computer mode, this pen drive, and you are going to transfer it to another computer and open it and print it. But when you are connected in the same network with that computer, the one which is connected with the computer printer, then you can directly print without transferring to another. So the speed of the communication is also faster than the other method. For this reason, we need a connection networking system. So there are some terminologies in networking. We can see that one, that is node for a workstation, server, and network interface unit. So what are nodes? When we are connected with the different types of computer, one computer is called node. That the computer are attached to the network. So these computers are called nodes. And server, there is a particular node. In that node there are different types of computer. In that particular node there is one computer which whole network is monitored. That computer is called server, and it provides the basic things about the network or security purpose or other transferring of data and many more. So that computer we will use it as server. Network interface unit. So it's interface between the nodes. The device used to attach with the server and all the workstation that is node to maintain a connection between them. Each network has a unique node address. So in this network interface unit, all server nodes and everything, it will be connected with one networking system and to maintain the connection between them. And they will have a different address for each node. So now we are going to learn types of networking. So this local area network, we are going to learn what is this local area network. So, types of network. There are two types of network, that is local area network and wide area network. Depend on the situation or the geographical area, the one and the multiple of device that we are going to connect. It's categorized into different types, that is into two types, LAN and WAN, that is wide area network and local area network. This is printing mistake. It should be LOCAL. There is no I. Local area network. This is printing mistake. So in this network, it can be connected between the computer itself, printer, scanner, or smart devices, tablet, and everything by wire or wirelessly. So let's learn about the first one. So this category, the one which we have divided into two types, it's according to the geographical status. According to geographical, are two common type of networking system, that is LAN and WAN. First, let's see about LAN. It's a computer networking system which is used at home, office, or single building or multiple building inside the campus itself. So it's interconnected between the device, and the number of devices less, which connected to the WAN, which compare with the WAN. And LAN is often connect with other LAN and to the internet or other WAN. There is figure in 4.1 which we can imagine how the interconnected between the LAN system. This is one LAN system. Some computer, desktop, laptop, and other computer devices are connected together and with the printer. This is LAN, and this is also another type of LAN, and this is also another type of LAN, and all these are interconnected with the internet system. So the characteristic of LAN. So the one which we are connecting inside a system, inside our school or in our home, office, in a small area, that is called LAN connection. The total diameter is not more than 5 km if economically thinking. The data communication at this rate is 100 Mbps. If you buy this data communication hub, that is a popular device from a TP-Link or Blink and all, so it gives only up to 100 Mbps of transfer rate. 100 Mbps, which is very fast to communicate with one another. This is due to the short distance covered by the LAN, and it's owned by a single organization, that is in our school or at home. LANs are owned by a single organization, and it provides email and other type of communication between the office system or between the network. It provides user access several resources like computer, terminal, printer, server, system, and file. And the error rate between the system is low than WAN and other system because it's not connected with the higher number of computer system. So let's see about WAN. Wide area network cover large geographical area, often country or continent, and use variety of commercial and private communication line and connect computer it provides. Communication service to a geographical area up to hundreds of thousands of kilometers larger than served by a LAN. So in LAN it's not more than 5 kilometers, but here in WAN it's more than hundred and thousands kilometers. So it's more number of computers are connected with one another, so there may be error between the systems sometimes, not all the time. So like that it may happen because it's connected with more number of systems. The best example of WAN would be internet, which can help connect anyone from any area of the world. The best example of WAN is internet. So internet is one of the example of WAN, that is wide area network. So let's see some characteristic of WAN. So we already know that it covers a large area of network with lesser cost. That means we can communicate large area of network in this networking system, and data can be entered or retrieved from far places all over the world by using with lesser cost by using the help of satellite and all. And when uses, that is wide area network uses packet switching method or message switching method, and it uses optical fiber cable or satellite transmission. We can transfer our data or file by using satellite, that is wireless connection system, the one which we are using in our mobile phone and all, satellite transmission. And this LAN and WAN are connected through a gateway which convert the protocol, that is set of rules which we use to connect to the network. There is a set of rules which has to follow while connecting to this network. Gateway is a network point, act as an entrance to another network. So there is a gateway or networking point which we used to say gateway of a network. Means it is a point, it is a door, entrance point of another network. That is called gateway. It is a door of a network. Switch is used in a where network connect the internet cable number of devices together. Switch allowed each devices to talk to each other. Switch is a device which used to connect with the cable in that device, and it helps to communicate with each other in that network, particular network. So let's see the next point. Other type of network are MAN and PAN, CAN and all. Metropolitan area network, PAN, personal area network, and another one is campus area network, control area network, sometimes clustered area network, and a particular region. This MAN, metropolitan area network, by the name itself, we can see that it's a little bigger than the LAN, that is local area network. Normally use similar technology as LAN and cover a nearby corporate office or a city, that is metropolitan area network, that is MAN, MAN. It might be either public or private. In an organization a little bigger than 5 kilometer and all, they can use this metropolitan area network, MAN and all. We used to call them as that one. And personal area network, which we used to do as home or some organization, small organization. The computer network for individual person, home connection and all, between the mobile phone, tablet or computer and all inside the home itself. And personal area network can be constructed with the cable or wireless network. It's a small area, that's why we can use wirelessly also. Wirelessly router and all, we can connect the mobile devices and all, tablet and all. For example, USB, firewire technology, personal area network generally cover from less than 10 meter, about 30 feet, which is not even 5 kilometer. Personal area network is a very small area network, usually which we used to do at home. So its category is under PAN, that is personal area network we used to connect in the at home, that is 10 meters, less than 10 meters. Let's say a building or a house which has 3 stories building, they are interconnected. uh, they have subscribed this geo fiber and all, and they are interconnected by using this network, Wi-Fi and another, um, they have connected for another router to connect the above floor. So like that, by using this 2 router interconnected between the home, it will be categorized under this PAN, that is personal area network. Next one is campus area network. In a university or a school, a business campus or all, which are interconnected between the campus itself, is called CAN, that is campus area network. It may be connected between the multiple LAN. There may be multiple LAN inside this campus area network. So then this LAN will be even interconnected with each other. That is inside the university or inside a business campus. That is CAN, cluster area network, or campus area network, controller area network. So what are the difference between LAN and WAN? LAN covered a small geographical area like home, office, school, building and all. We have already learned this one. And WAN covered both area like country to country. LAN is for small geographical area like home, office, school, but WAN cover from country to country. And LAN speed is significantly faster than WAN. LAN has a higher speed up to 1000 Mbps and WAN has a lesser speed up to 150 Mbps. Now with the technology development of the technology and all 5G and all optical fiber and all, we can transfer a little bit higher than this one also according to the services which they are providing. If you say 150 Mbps also, we don't get 150 Mbps. LAN is easier to maintain, relatively low cost than WAN, and it's much expensive because it's a wider geographical coverage and higher maintenance costs. Like say internet service provider and all, if there is a problem with the system or a hardware, because it covers a larger area, so it takes more number of amount than repairing a LAN. Let's see the next one. LAN distance between the node is limited. There is the upper limit approximately 10 km and the lower limit of 1 meter. But when there is no limit, distance between the node that is interconnected with a multiple device. From one device to another, there is no limit of distance. When you say connected between the house or a school, so the minimum distance is 1 meter and maximum distance is 10 kilometer. But in when we are connected with the internet, that is internet is one example of WAN, that is wide area network. So in this, there is no limit or distance between the two devices. It can be connected anywhere from the world. The data transmission error rate in WAN are much lower than LAN is much lower than WAN, because in LAN it's relatively lesser distance than the other device. That's why error is less, and in WAN transfer rate or nowadays if there is error also, um, the transfer or error rate is much lower in WAN also. But uh, in general, LAN is much lesser than WAN. The error rate. Best example of WAN, LAN is a network in an organization such as school, office, at home, and WAN is an internet. Internet is a networking name of the network which we use to connect all over the world. Personal area network typically involves a mobile computer, a cell phone, or a hand computing device such as PD and all. So in personal area network, one which you are connecting through your home, at home or school, it involves a computer, cell phone, a tablet, or it may be computer and all, or PDA, or any other multiple devices to a particular network or particular geographical area, which is less than 5 kilometer or any other less than that. So our next topic is evolution of network. So how the network has been developed in our history. In 1960s, U.S. Defense Department, that is Advanced Research Project Agency, that is APRA, they have developed a project to link the computer together. During that time, the idea was for APARNet was formed in 1967. So around during the time in 1960s, they have developed a project to connect all the computers to communicate during the war. So let's see what does this APARNet do. In the middle of 1960s, the height of Cold War. During that Cold War, the Department of Defense wanted to communicate or command the control of network and could survive the nuclear war in US. So the research team joined together to form a computer network for the defense and research center, and they are going to communicate with each other for their progress. This network is known as ARPANET, that is Advanced Research Project Agency Network, and serve as a starting point of the construction of the first and most widely known WAN, that is wide area network connection. Nowadays we also call it as internet. Ethernet is the starting point of the internet, which is linked together between one computer to another computer to communicate and transfer files and folders, or to communicate each other during this Cold War. So that's the starting point of the internet. So now let's see what's the internet. Internet is a wide area network. We already know that. Internet is the largest telecommunication network in the world. So everyone nowadays is connected with the internet by using wireless or wired. So it's interconnected many different public or private computer networks. So from home also, from office also, from health department like hospital and all, they all everything is connected through internet. That means through public private computer network, everything is connected to the internet with a certain rule, enables information to share. So they are communicating with each other by using this network through internet from one place to another, anywhere from the world, and provide communication among users among them or outside the area. It uses a protocol, that is a set of rule called TCP/IP, that is Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol, which internet connects different computer by using this set of rules. So what is interspace? Interspace is a Java implementation. It's a Java platform. Java is a programming language. In this platform, they have developed is Interspace, which provide high-level common Java interface in the middleware, independent of specific middleware, and act like a client-server model. So Interspace is a kind of platform which is developed between the connection of a network, and it is a Java platform. So it gives some several functions. Let's see what are those functions. It works as a gateway. Gateway means door to the network. It contains Java class library. In Java language, there is programming Java programming language. There are classes and libraries. The classes means which are already predefined set of command can be used in programming in Java, which enable the processing of data without any need to understand the destination system or data format. And interspace eliminate the problem of achieving consistency in data definition between client and server programs. So these are some functions which provide by the interspace. Let's read it out first. I'll explain it. It works as the administrator tool which define the server program, their location and data to be communicated. Interspace create a complete client application program which can be used to automatically test the server application. It generates code for server programs. So basically let me explain what are this interspace. It is a software which allowed this multiple user to communicate with this environment or in this network in the form of client and server. We have already learned nodes in previous topic. Node server is those computer which manage all the network and all, and client are those nodes, other nodes or other computer system which connected with that server system. So they're going to communicate with each other by sending files or receiving data or various type of data transfer like audio, visual, or textual data, and it gives the most exceptional type form of communication in this internet itself. And Basically, it is in the form of client and server software program, and which allowed all the users, computer users, to communicate among each other in a real-time system or may not. After this, next is we are going to learn some term which we are going to use in data communication. Terminologies that we are going to learn. When data is transmitted over a network, it takes times and speed according to the data. Means when we download a file from internet or from any network, network means interconnected between the computer. It may not be connected with the internet also. So when we transfer a data from one computer to another, it takes times and speed according to the network or hardware devices that we use. It takes times and speed and how much data we are transferring from one PC to another computer or another device. These are few concepts which measure the communication terminologies. That is, first one is baud. The term baud or baud rate describes the signaling interval of line and was named after Emily Baud. The baud is commonly used term in data communication. This term describes the rate of change of the signal on the line. Means in 1 second how many pattern the signal has changed and not the transfer speed, data transfer rate. The change of the pattern. Baud rate is measure of the modulation rate, the number of discrete signaling event per second, and its pattern. The rate which carries and vary to represent the information means it is going to measure the modulation rate and the information transfer rate are not going to be necessary at this time. Means it is not going to measure the transfer rate, information transfer rate. And here they have mentioned also not the data transfer rate, bit rate. Let's see about the bit rate. The bit rate is related to the speed of a device. Example, the speed at which the binary digit can be transferred over a communication channel. Means communication channel means it, again I'm going to tell you, it may not be the internet. It is a network connected between the device, and it's going to see the binary digit which transfer over the network. It's uh, going to see the speed of the rate transfer rate. Let's see the next one, that is bandwidth. Bandwidth is nothing, it's a communication capacity of a network. When we used to say if a geofiber is giving how much bandwidth that geofiber is giving, we used to say like that, and how much that company XYZ is giving, how much bandwidth is giving. Is it a fiber cable or is an ordinary one, like that we used to say. So like that, it's a communication capacity or communication a channel that offer the transfer rate. So it refers to the data carrying capacity of a channel or a medium. That channel or a medium which we use to transfer our data, which we use to communicate and transfer the data, that medium and how much capacity it is giving. That's bandwidth. Higher bandwidth communication channels support higher data transfer rate. We are going to learn later on some channel, communication channel, in that higher data, when higher bandwidth will give the higher data rate. Next one is data transfer rate. Data transfer rate in a second, the amount of data which we use to move from one place to another, that is one device to another device, per second. In a second, how much data which we can move, that is called data transfer rate, and data rate is expressed in bit per second. We have already learned bit is a memory unit which used to transfer in a second. This is similar to baud, but the latter is more applicable to channel with more two-state data rate which we use to transfer in a second. Next one is some common unit of the transfer rate. Kilobit, a unit of data rate where 1 KB means 1000 bit per second used to transfer per second, where 1 KB is equal to 1024 bit. We already learned this one in previous chapter or previous class. And megabit is million bit per second which should transfer in 1 second, 1 million bit per second. And gigabit is 1000 megabyte per second which we used to transfer 1 GB per second. And terabit is similar to that one, 2 to the power 40 per second which to transfer in a second. Let's see, I'll test you. Show you a speed test which you wish to see. Okay, we are checking by using a speed test. It's an Ethernet connection, and we are going to see how much data transferred. Now it's downloading speed. It's giving in Mbps, megabit per second. So so 94.73 megabit per second in per second can download this much of amount or data, and uploading is 9.70 megabyte per second MB. Just like that, it's a data transfer rate. Data is being transferred over this network. Next one is transmission media. Okay, next topic is transmission media. So what is transmission media? It is a platform where we used to transfer our data or which we used to communicate each other between the multiple device. So transmission is a pathway that carries information from sender to a receiver. That means we are going to communicate with each other. This platform is called transmission or communication media. It can be of wired or wireless communication. Two type of cable that are used is called transmission media. So here we are going to learn in wired communication and wireless communication. In wired communication, you must have seen this is the first one. So in wired communication, we used to connect such as laptop, desktop, and all through internet and all. So we can connect this printer and all by this twisted pair cable also. First cable is twisted pair cable. You must have seen this one through networking and all. There are twisted pair cable inside this, and it can transfer from 10 to 1000 Mbps, megabyte per second. Speed of this twisted pair cable. So it's consisting of transmission medium consisting of two insulated wire arranged in a regular spiral pattern. So it's in twisted form or spiral form. So previously we are using only these two cable for telephone purpose and all. Nowadays we are using this one for connecting printer, computer and all. So what are the advantages and all? Let's see. Advantages of the twisted pair cable. It is very cheap first than other cable. It is used to carry both analog and digital data. It is least expensive, cheaper than the other cable. Transmission for a short distance. A portion of a twisted pair is damaged. It does not affect the entire network. This is the main thing. If one of the pair uh, cable is defect or damage does not affect the entire network. Other where will work or other data communication will work. So there are other disadvantages also because it's cheap. That's why there will be some noise or disturbance in the data transmission rate. It offers poor noise immunity, result in signal distortion and more. Signal distortion means when we send a signal, it can break up the file like that. Some distortion or damage is possible. Attenuation means this loss of signal or this one here they have mentioned loss of signal or effect. It effect it effect means reduce the force or and disturbance in the signal. So this is very high in this twisted pair cable, and it support lower bandwidth. We have learned previously the capacity of the network which they support is lower in this wire cable. It does not support higher bandwidth, so means the transfer rate will be lower than comparing with other cable. That means it will not fast as a other cable compared to other transmission media means other cable. It offer very poor security and relatively easy to tap also, and being a thin inside is easily to break. So this is the cable. If required, I'll show you later on at school. In wireless cable also, in wireless also we will learn Wi-Fi and all transmission rate. This now we are developing, every countries are developing this 5G service and all. 5G, if the 5G service implemented, then the data transfer rate will be faster than the 4G. If we are getting 4G now also in some part of our area or some part of our country, it does not support everything. So 5G, I think it will be coming later on. Next one is coaxial cable. Coaxial cable means coax, or it is commonly used for this one, TV cable and all. This in few years back, this TV channel and all, they use this coaxial cable to transmit their data. The one which we used to watch and all in television, they used to connect by using this coaxial cable. So what is this type of coaxial cable? So let's see. It has two conductor. One of the element located at the center of the cable, that copper conductor. This one is the center one, that is the copper conductor, and this is dielectric insulator. Let's see what does it do. Surrounded by a copper conductor layered with a flexible insulation. Over this insulation material, another metallic seal. That is a again second medium. Where is that copper braid metallic foil act as a second wear. It acts as a second wear. Where is that? So this the metallic foil or the metallic seal act as an insulation. The data which we transfer inside the center core, it act as an insulation. So it can help in reduce the amount of outside interference covering the seal with this cable jacket. The one which is metallic seal, it's cover up. It act as a second layer, and it also act as a seal for the outside disturbance. So covering this seal is a cable like a jacket shown in figure 4.4, that is this one, and above this one it will be covered by a plastic. which is very tight, and this cable is faster than the twisted pair cable. So let's see the advantages and disadvantages of. It has low cost and easy to install, the one which we use in cable networking, and it supports 10 to 100 Mbps and relatively inexpensive. Okay, it's this one is more support up to 1000 Mbps. Was wrong, and 100 Mbps relatively inexpensive due to the better sealing. This one, uh, the one which used to cover the metallic jacket, used to seal better than the outside disturbance, so the signal loss is less in this cable, less than the twisted pair cable, and it offer higher bandwidth compared with twisted pair cable. Higher bandwidth means the data transfer rate in this will be little faster than the twisted pair cable. And disadvantage of the coaxial cable are, if a single cable fail, then the entire network will be down. So sometimes you must have heard that our local network is not working properly. We cannot watch this news channel and all like that. You must have heard. So one of the wire is down or it's damaged, then the entire network is down. So these are the disadvantages of coaxial cable. It is usually more expensive than twisted pair. It is more expensive than twisted pair cable. Twisted pair cable is uh, cheaper than other cable. After this one, next one is optical fiber. Nowadays in our state also, there are many services which offering optical fiber cable. Till now, in general, people are using this optical fiber cable for home or at office for data transferring and using internet services and all. So let's see what are this type of optical fiber network or cable. In this cable, a long pure glass like fiber is kept inside this cable. So it's a pure glass of diameter of like just like a human hair. It's very thin. So it arranges in a way that all up to the cable it's interconnected. The glass fiber is interconnected so that the signal is transferred as a light signal. They are arranged in bundle called optical cable and are used to transmit light signal over a long distance. So it's going to be fast when it's travel in a light speed and it's transfer in a light signal. So let's see what are those. Core means the one which we located at the center. This is core glass containing the fiber which the light travel through it, and cladding means surrounded that reflect the light back to the corner. Light used to reflect go up and down, so it reflect back again to the core and it transfer through this inner core. And buffer coating, this is a coating which used to protect the wire. This geo fiber cable, they are bringing this or connecting by using this type of wire, geo fiber optical fiber cable. And they are offering higher speed than other one. And other and there are other network service provider also. They offer this optical fiber speed in our state itself. So let's see what are the advantages and disadvantages of optical fiber. It is very fast and expensive, extremely low nation. That means the signal loss extremely low in this optical fiber. It offer higher bandwidth, so we can transfer large amount of data in few seconds than twisted pair or coaxial cable. So what are those disadvantages? It's very costly compared with other twisted pair cable and coaxial cable. and it's very hard and expensive to install. Means when the wire is broke or damaged, so it will affect in your data transmission rate. And the cable is fragile, it's break easily. When you fold it, it will break the glass inside it. So you have to keep in mind while using optical fiber. And next one is Ethernet cable. When we used to connect with one device to another device, directly connected, we can directly connect by using this a cable or to other network. Most of the common type of network, that is Ethernet. Ethernet cable connect network device such as modem, router, or adapter. We can connect to a modem by using this Ethernet or router or adapter without any internet or any other network. We can create a network within that area. So this data transmission rate using Ethernet protocol, and Ethernet cable can be used directly connect with two network device or an internet network. This can either be a single computer or a network, from single to a network or single computer uh, to computer. And Ethernet cable are commonly used for temporary networking to device in absence of network router, switch, or hub. We can directly connect the computer or device without any router or switch or hub. Switch we have already discussed in previous. This is switch is a device which we use to connect the cable. It means we can connect this the cheaper one. We can use this twisted pair cable and connect it to the switch with RJ45, and the cable jack is called RJ45, and we can transfer our data and we can communicate each other by using a simple switch, or directly we can connect to computer. Now, after learning wired cable, this is very interesting topic, that is wireless networking. The one which we are using nowadays at home or at office, anywhere where we go, we access internet from our devices like mobile phone, tablet, and all. So these are all wireless connection with the network, that is the internet. So let's learn what are those network and what are their types and all. Let's deep into that wireless networking. So wireless networking utilize radio wave or microwave to maintain the communication between the channel or a computer. So they use this radio frequencies and microwave between the computer or multiple device. Wireless networking is more modern alternative. So it's a new in this modern world is nowadays many are referring prefer to use wireless networking rather than wired connection. Even if you are using a laptop at home or school, if you want to access the network, that is internet and all, you will prefer to you can move here and there freely if you connect wirelessly, and if you connect by wire then you have to fix in a one place and all like that. So rather than relying on copper wire and fiber optics. So a common application of wireless data communication include accessing the internet using a cellular phone. This is the most common one, the one which which we have been using. We used to access internet from our mobile phone, smartphone, and establishes of home or business internet connection over satellite, beaming data between two handheld computing device using wireless keyboard or mouse for a PC. The one which we use a radio, or this one wireless mouse and keyboard. These are all under this wireless networking. The mouse or the keyboard is connected wirelessly with the computer system. There is a transmitter and receiver. We are going to connect the receiver with the computer in USB and USB connection jack, and we are going to access the computer system wirelessly. So the first one is microwave for long distance communication. Microwave radio transmission is widely used as alternative to coaxial cable, and it is wideband communication system, and it is quite common to telephone system. The one which we do telephone system, it's similar with this one, microwave, cordless phone and all, the one which we use some years back. It also required line of sight in order to work properly. In order to allow two-way communication, the frequencies are used in two different antennas. There are antennas, dedicated antennas into the device. The distance covered by a microwave signal is based upon the height of the antenna. So the tower used to erect for them to as it is unidirectional. It is widely used one of the one-to-one communication, unicast communication. That is one-to-one communication means from one device to another device. Unicast communication means in one or two direction only. Between the sender and the receiver, cellular phone, satellite network, and wireless LAN, television transmission also utilize microwave transmission. These are the some example that we use microwave signal in wireless communication. So let's see what are the advantages of microwave transmission. Communication between the two towers is cheaper than relying on or laying cable, just like a LAN cable, that is a fiber optics and another cable. It's cheaper than that one when we use microwave transmission, and low maintenance cost, low management cost, etc. When there is a damage in the line, then we have to replace all the line and all the cable. But here there is no maintenance cost like that. And disadvantages of microwave communication or microwave transition. So its frequency range from 2 to 40 gigahertz. Signal of antenna may split up and transmitted in different way to different antennas, which lead in reduce the signal strength. So here, if the signal antenna is split up, or it's going to transmit in two or one way, so during that time some signal may be lost, or the receiver may not get the proper signal which is required. And they are unidirectional, they only travel straight line from one source to another. Therefore repeater are required to strengthen the signal. So a repeater is a device which is strengthen the signal of the microwave transmission. So there are also advantages and disadvantages. And let's see about radio waves. These are also type of wireless communication which we are going to communicate and access through the network. So what are those radio waves? Radio waves transmit, or it can share music, conversation, pictures that are invisible throughout the air over millions of miles. It happens every day in thousand different ways. Even though radio waves are invisible and completely undetectable to human, radio waves are omnidirectional, that is, travel in all directions from from the source. From the source device, its previous one in the microwave, it's only unidirectional, that is one or two direction. But here uni means one, and here in radio waves it travels in all direction. They travel in all direction from the source. Due to this property, transmitter and receiver need not to be aligned. So we do not need to align or fix the receiver or transmitter in a particular direction so that it transmit in all direction. For example, FM, this AM radio waves, television, cordless telephone, cellular phone, paging, wireless LAN, etc. use radio waves to communicate. The one which we use at our home, where Wi-Fi and all these are all under radio waves, so it can transmit in all direction. So another one is satellite connection, that is This is also a connection or connected to the network which is wirelessly. The use of satellite in communication system used everywhere for everyday life, as it is evidenced by many home or cable TV operator which equipped with antenna and discs. So in this TV and all, they use satellite communication so that direct from satellite it connect to your device and it will transfer it all the channels and all. It will transfer it and stream into your television. So this TV and all used for the reception of satellite television. The one which I have given you an example, that is this TV or Tata Sky and all. Satellite are an essential part of the telecommunication system worldwide, carrying a large amount of data or telephone traffic in addition to TV signal. The radio waves have frequencies between 1 GHz to 3 GHz. So these radio waves, they have a frequency from 1 to 3, and this satellite transmission for example is the Tata Sky and all. So let's see the next one, that is infrared communication, the one which you use in this one. In MI phone also they have this infrared communication which your mobile phone can act as a remote control. So infrared communication, IR blaster, it's a type of light that is invisible to human eye. Infrared light lies between the visible and microwave portion. The electromagnetic spectrum. Infrared light has a range of wavelength just like visible light has wavelength from red light to violet. The infrared waves have frequencies between 300 GHz to 400, that is 400 terahertz, that is 10 to the power 12. An IR blaster or IR wave, infrared wave, are used for short range of communication like in TV remote and all, and it cannot pass through a solid object like wall and other things. The one which you have remote for television, you cannot press it from the other room which has wall and all. So like that it cannot pass solid object. So we often use it as remote control for television or other devices with a mouse and keyboard connection with the PC and all. So Bluetooth, it's very common nowadays. Everyone is using Bluetooth. So the name Bluetooth is borrowed from Harald Bluetooth, the king of Denmark, more than 1000 years ago. It is a high-speed, low-power microwave, short-range wireless communication to link phone and this computers, other network and other thing. We can transfer internet in Bluetooth also. We can communicate, transfer it from this one router or a modem into our PC via Bluetooth. We can share the internet. But nowadays we often use this Wi-Fi communication and all. So like Bluetooth, we used to communicate with our phone and other things. The most common Bluetooth cell phone is enabling the communication between the phone and wireless headset, earpiece and all. The one which we developed, AirPod and all, which has Bluetooth connection wirelessly, we can communicate and we can put it inside our ear and we can hear it or we can talk, whatever that earpiece does. It is actually a standard of wireless communication between the device of range from 10 meter, and it creates a personal area network PAN with high level security. So with from time to time it's been increasing also the range and all, Bluetooth 0.1 0.4 like that. So let's see about next one, that is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is another type of wireless network communication we use every day. So we can share here internet and everything, share our data and all which we connect to the network. So wireless internet is called Wi-Fi. Stand for wireless fidelity. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. This technology used in getting broadband internet without wire or cable. The one which use a broadband connection internet, we are using through LAN connection. So besides using LAN connection, if we use by using this Wi-Fi router, and we can communicate all the devices wirelessly and we can move freely. So Wi-Fi allows you to connect the several computers at once or multiple devices in our house or office. If you have a laptop, even use your computer in a garden, we can take it anywhere where we want and it connects it just like internet and all, much like digital subscriber line DSL. It use radio waves. Wi-Fi use this radio waves to communicate. So radio frequency, it decreases from, if we transfer this, it cannot move transmit up to longer range according to the router itself. With the different capability, you can transfer the frequency. It use radio wave just like TV, mobile phone and all. Okay, sometimes we may heard like Wi-Fi area and all, Wi-Fi zone and all. That this wireless local area network, that is Wi-Fi area. Like that, this is a modem. When we connect internet through a modem, and it will transfer the internet connection into router, and it will simply it will amplify the internet connection wirelessly by using this Wi-Fi technology, and will connect the network from multiple devices, home or at office.